Hello, good evening, everyone. How are you all doing? I'll just quickly invite our guest today first, and then I am going to brief you what today's episode is going to be about. So just give me a second. Yeah, so our guest will be joining soon. And to all the viewers, যারা যারা আমাদের সাথে যুক্ত, এটা বলে দিই যে আজকের এপিসোডটা আমরা একটু ইংলিশেই কন্ডাক্ট করব। So, welcome all of you. Welcome back to our another episode of Voices in the Spotlight. Episode 3, this one is, and it is the podcast where we bring you thought provoking discussions with industry experts, visionaries, and storytellers. I'm Pallavi Ghoshal, co founder of Cinedrama Entertainment, and I'm also an author. So, if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tap the bell icon, and stay tuned till the end. Because today's guest is someone who wears many hats and wears them very well. So, dear audience, let me quickly join in our esteemed guest today. She has already joined the meeting. I'll just put her on live. Yeah. Hello, Sheeba.
Hello, Pallavi. How are
Welcome
you?
to our episode 3. Yeah. So I
Thank
am
you.
perfectly doing well.
Thank you.
You are doing fine.
I'm
I hope.
perfectly fine.
Yeah. So this is our podcast where I was telling the audience that we, put up some thought-provoking discussions with various industry experts, visionaries, and storytellers. And we are honored that you agreed and accepted the invite to our podcast.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, so friends, without further delay, let me quickly introduce Sheeba to all of you. Sheeba Vinay is a literary agent, a publishing consultant, and a law student. She is a seasoned writer, and her articles have been featured in esteemed publications like Lokmat Times and even Times of India. And there have been several online platforms on which her articles had gotten published. And she founded WeTalk Literary Agency in 2023, and her sole objective was to foster a community of budding and debut authors and writers, and help them find the best publishing house. She has authored a children's book also. It's an ebook, and that is done with Storyweaver, if I'm not wrong, Shiba, right? And Pratham publication. And she has co-authored several anthologies, and her compilations
Yes,
under WeTalk are now available over
yes,
Amazon
yes.
and yeah. So she's committed to giving back to the society, and she's passionate about volunteering. So, as a co founder of WeTalk Legal Rights and the state president of WICCI Telangana Women's Laws in India Council, she advocates for gender based violence and juvenile justice. Shiba also serves as a brand ambassador for Apni Shala, which promotes mental health awareness among children, and she has also been a leader of the V Force initiative in Hyderabad as a part of the United Nations Volunteers Program. So let's welcome Sheeba Vinay. So, welcome, Sheeba.
Thank
First
you
of
so
all,
much, Pallavi.
yeah, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, so we will begin the first segment, and I'll start by asking that how do you do it? I mean, law school, running VTalk Literary Agency, and you have written for Times of India and Lokmat Times, and I have known you in person for several years now. So, when do you take rest?
Uh, that is something, like people used to ask me, but we women are multitaskers.
Yes.
We always do multiple things at a time. But trust me, it's not a good thing to do. You should be focused on one particular thing rather than, putting hands in each and everything. But I'm that kind of person from childhood who loves to do multiple things at a time. I sometimes fumble, stumble, but still get up and do something that I like, which my where my happiness lies. And there are so many people around me who support me, especially my children, my husband. Without their support, basically this is not workable for a
True.
woman.
True.
Full time, like we need to take care of our home, we need to be perfectly, raising up kids into the society. So it's not an easy thing to do, but yeah, with their support, obviously we can do anything.
Correct, correct. I feel that for women, we are constantly formatted already to handle multiple tasks at a time.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
again, with a lot of support around us, it helps us to stay sane amongst all of this.
100%, 100%.
That
Support is everything. Actually, we can't do, not even multitasking. Leave multitasking. But right now, this what we called as modern parenting is so hard right now. You have
true.
to take care of everything. Like 20 years back, when we were kids, we were young teenagers. At that time, it was very easy because we just go to school, we come back, we do some extracurricular activities. Now kids are not like that, they are multi-talented. So to be equal to them, we need to be multi-talented. So
Yeah, we need to
basically
match
without
their
all
energy.
the support, yeah, we can't match also. So it's very what we call it, very important for us to get some support to be equally, do all this thing.
True. Yes.
Yeah, Pallavi,
So
I'm audible, right?
yeah, you are audible, but sometimes the network is having a glitch, but that's fine. It happens. Yeah. So my next question is, Shiba, I find seeing your journey, I feel that I am talking to a live Pinterest board of productivity, if I take it that way. So on a serious note, your journey from a writer to a literary agent, I find it very fascinating. So
I'm not audible, right?
yeah, you are getting some issues. Okay, audience, let's hold on for some time. I think she's facing some network glitches. Yeah, we'll wait for a while. Yeah. So, dear audience, if you feel, you can post your questions and ask your questions to Shiba, and you can ask your questions to me as well. I am always very happy to answer your questions,
You can
and it's always
hear me, right?
yes, yes, yeah, yeah.
Is it
Shiba,
okay
can you
now?
hear me now? Yes, yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, okay, perfectly. I think there's some network issues going on around. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Not an issue. So I was just asking you that I find your journey, seeing your journey, I find you as a live Pinterest board of productivity. So your journey from writer to literary agent, it has fascinated me a lot. And you tell me something about WeTalk Literary Agency now. Now, what sparked that idea in you?
Okay. Basically, when I started WeTalk, it was not to be a literary agency or something related to publishing. It was just a community, women-based community where we used to help each other to find job, to write some articles, publish blog. It was kind of women community. I started this around 2019, I guess.
Yeah.
Then one day, like we were like discussing something, and a few people wanted to write a book related to some like women centric book. So
Hmm.
that idea came into productivity, and we started making anthologies, anthologies that would enable, debut authors to at least try their talent. If
True.
they're possibly getting published, if they can write something,
Hmm.
just to check that, we used to start doing anthologies and short story collection. This is how it got started.
Hmm.
Then basically, like 2 years down the lane after COVID and everything, we were discussing to build up this into a publishing thing. So I was trying to write my own manuscript, and
Hmm.
while discussing that, I came to know that okay, I'm little bit better in negotiating deal than writing
Hmm.
part. So I thought, okay, it's better. I can. talk to publisher. While doing anthologies, I used to talk to many publishers for like making our book, manuscript into book. So at that point of time, I realized, okay, I'm little much better in negotiating deal than writing part. So I thought, okay, better we start a literary agency. Then that is how actually it's got started. We made it, legalized it. Means we did a little bit registration work during 2023. So that's how it got started.
That's great. I find it is doing a great job. And now
Mhm.
hearing about
That's true.
anthologies, what comes to my mind, like, what do you think? How can anthologies help aspiring writers, and how does it help a publishing house to start off with anthologies? So both the ways, for writer also, for
Uh,
publishers.
basically, publishing house doesn't have anything to do with anthologies. Of late, if you have seen, you yourself are is an author, you must have noticed the trend coming up much
Hmm.
anthology book, or otherwise you can call it short story collections. So, and when it comes to W authors, publishing house are little bit reluctant to take up work before knowing or before having their own profile. So author needs to create a profile even before entering into writing. So this is where we can we started this short story collection idea, so that we will be able to gauge their writing patterns, understand
Hmm.
their narration and everything. Apart from that, we will have
Hmm.
authors to have their profile available on Google or whatever media
Hmm.
handles they have, doing anthology programs,
Hmm.
just to hunt
True.
for a new talent, so that they will be able to pursue their writing dreams.
True. Yes, to pursue the dream, they have to start somewhere. So that start works well. So, audience, I think Shiba is
Well,
facing some network issue. Shiba, I guess you're facing some network issue. The voice is breaking a little. Uh, so, the audience, you can post your questions till then. By the time the network issue is solved, it will be solved very soon. So, within that short while, you can post your questions, you can ask your questions.
am I audible?
Yes, now you are. Now you are. But the video is freezing sometimes. Yeah. Shiba will be rejoining in a short while, audience. So, friends, if you like the content, if you want to ask something about literary agents, publishing in detail, you can ask your questions, post your questions in the comment section, and we will be happy to answer your questions. Shiba has joined back. Yes.
I'm audible, right?
Yes, you are audible, visible both ways now. Yeah.
Okay. There is some major connectivity issue, I guess.
Okay, no issues. It happens. Technical glitches, they
Yes.
happen. Yes, anthologies, the discussion we were having on anthologies, I would say that good for the aspiring writers also to build their confidence. Otherwise, so many of aspiring writers, if I think from my journey from 2017, I was not that confident as an author. I used to feel that, will anybody ever read my work? But then again, if you are encouraging authors and aspiring writers to go for anthologies, you are contributing to building their confidence also. And
Obviously,
that
yeah.
is some form of personal branding for the aspiring writer, I feel.
Yes,
And
because people, they write
hmm,
and keep it aside. But
yes,
if the same thing get published, it boosts their confidence. So
exactly.
it is, yeah, that is how it works.
Yes. So, I love the way your agency and you as a person, you are bridging the gap between the aspiring writers and the publishing world. So, you are that bridge connecting both the ends. And
Yeah.
from your compilations also, the way you have been supportive towards your writers while creating those compilations, that is itself a motivation booster, I would say.
Thank
So,
you.
because the way you have helped voices getting heard, you are helping those writers getting heard. Their voices are reaching somewhere, and that is a point which connects you and my agency also. So, at our creative agency, we are trying to bringing stories to life through various audio stories, various forms of brand storytelling, and some digital promotions also. And I find that your mission aligns well with our goals also and our vibe also.
Yes, absolutely. I'm watching your work. This
Yeah,
audio story is very new to me, but I think
yeah,
it's good, right? Because this generation kids are more into audio stories than reading book, is what I have came to know at least.
yeah.
So audio stories are quite in boom. Yeah,
Exactly. The world is fast. I mean, nobody has time. Everybody wants something easily on the go. And
instant.
that is
Yes,
instant results, instant information. They want the resources handy. And it is another way. Audio storing is another way of, pulling them to the stories. They're consuming stories. That is another way
yes,
of helping them to consume stories. Yeah. So our next
yeah.
segment has a very interesting rapid fire round, and that is going to be, it's called this or that. So I'll ask you
Oh,
5 questions to
I
choose
know.
any
I like
option.
rapid fire.
Yeah.
Personally. Yeah.
So it's an interesting segment, a fun round now. So are you ready? Are you ready?
Okay.
Yes. Fine.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. I'm just praying that our network connect stays stable. Yeah.
huh. So fiction or non-fiction? Yes, Shiba, your
Am I audible?
question. Yes, now you are. Now you are. I missed your answer, I guess. Fiction or non-fiction? Which one? Yeah. Shiba, am I audible?
Just
Yeah, sure, sure. You may take your time.
I'm not
So, yeah. Am I audible?
okay. I'm audible, right?
Yes, yes. So, fiction or non-fiction? So, the audience, I think Shiba is facing some
Hello,
network
Pallavi.
issue. Yes. Hello, Shiba. Can you hear me? No worries. There's some technical glitch. She'll figure out soon. Yeah. Yes, Shiba. Am I audible now? Hi, Shiba. Am I audible? No problem. So, friends, you can post your questions within that
Okay.
short while.
I'm
Yeah. Friends, you can post your questions until then. I'll be asking your questions to Shiba. So, you can just post your comments. She'll be joining back again. There is some short network glitch. So, apologies. And these technical glitches, it does happen. You all know that. So, you can post your questions now. Yeah.
okay. I seriously have no idea what's going on. Yeah, okay. Okay, now we
Now,
can start.
yeah. So the first question is fiction or non-fiction? What is your choice?
Always fiction.
Fiction,
Even though
right?
I read a lot of non-fiction books, but fiction is always priority.
Me too. So coffee or green tea? Which one while editing your documents?
Adrak wali chai.
Adrak
No
wali.
green tea and no coffee, please. No
इलायची के
coffee.
साथ, इलायची के साथ.
Yes.
So print books or e-books?
Always print books.
Yes, you know that feeling of holding a book in hand. That's very, very
It's
special.
amazing. You know, yeah, we know ebook can like replace print books or
Correct.
paperback. Yeah.
Correct. So, what would you love to attend the next weekend if we host it? UN event or literary fest?
That's a tough question, you know. But yeah, like both, yeah. You should keep timing apart, and I should attend both of them. That is,
So we will
yeah,
manage the timings, not an issue.
yeah. We need to manage the timing. Both are equally important for me.
True, true. You know, at
Yeah.
times it is difficult to figure out which one to prioritize more. So it's one of those kind of questions, I
I
guess.
I, I have actually came into that issues. I face that kind of issues very much. You know, sometime I need to attend some lit fest, but then I have this examinations or something going on, and I have to like choose between both of them. So that's a hard part for me.
Not an issue. So audio stories or video reels, which one? Even the audience, you all can also answer these
Yeah.
questions. What are your choices? So audience can also answer, what do you choose?
Can you repeat the question?
Audio stories or video reels? Which one? Yeah,
No,
Shiva,
I
am
didn't
I
get it.
audible?
What is that?
Audio stories or video
Yeah, now
reels?
you're audible.
I repeat, audio stories or video reels? Which one?
Audio story is more preferable. I think so.
Audio stories.
Yeah, audio stories. Yeah.
Great, great. Now I have a question for you regarding your advocacy for, mental health among
Audio
kids.
stories.
Audio stories.
Story is more
Yeah,
preferable.
audio story you prefer. That's great. That's great. So, dear audience, you can also post your questions
No,
till
I didn't
then.
get that question.
Okay. Yes, I'll be happy to
Yeah, can
repeat
you
it
repeat
again.
that question?
Yes, I was asking about that what, motivated you to start Apni Shala, to start your work for Apni Shala initiative, where you advocate for mental health. I guess there is some network issue. There is a short network glitch. Yeah. So, not an issue until then. Audience, you can post your questions. Let me tell you, by the time the network issue gets solved, Sheba is working with Apni Shala, where she promotes mental health among kids. And I find that it is a very powerful initiative. So, audience, if you have any questions, please post your questions in the comment section. I'll ask the questions on your behalf to Sheba. So, Sheba, am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah. Now you're audible.
Yes,
So,
I
what
was
was
just
that last question that you were asking?
about Apni Shala. Your work with Apni Shala is very inspiring. So, what motivated you to work for Apni Shala?
See, I'm just a brand ambassador with them. I
Hmm.
haven't much worked with them, but I was a member of WICC Mental Health Organization,
Okay.
National Mental Health Organization. I have a keen interest towards mental health. While I was doing my law first year, at that time I had a subject to cover, and I gained a little bit interest in that field. So I used to like just go and volunteer for mental health and write, write blog post and everything related to mental health of students and teens. That's how it
Oh,
started.
Interesting, interesting. And it's a very powerful initiative. Mental wellness is often ignored nowadays because the moment you speak about it, I have heard this statement somewhere that people speak like this, that, it is a new trend. People
Hmm.
tag it as a new trend. If you are facing some burnout or depression, people tag it as a trend, but rather
Yeah.
it needs some attention.
No, we should be vocal about mental health. Like if you have noticed 15 years back, we never
Hmm,
used to talk about mental health. Mental
true.
health directly connected to pagalpanti. People used to say,
Yes,
agar ye pagal hai. That taboo, we were scared of that taboo. But abhi jo generation aa rahi hai, they are very
hmm,
vocal about mental health. They
true,
are not scared to talk about mental health. तो इस वजह से
true.
हमें भी उसी लाइंस पे उन लोग से कम्युनिकेट करना है. देन वी शुड बी वेरी वोकल अबाउट इट. We should not be scared, or we should not be into that stigma, taboo से बंधे नहीं
Yes,
रहना है.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. सो बुक से लेकर बिल्स तक आप लॉ की पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं. सो यू आर स्टडिंग लॉ एंड एडवोकेटिंग फॉर जेंडर बेस्ड जस्टिस थ्रू WICCI and we talk legal rights also. So I find your energy as a superwoman sort of energy.
Yes.
And what drives you now to talk about gender based justice? What triggered you to start working in this area?
We have no to talk about gender based violence. There is no need of any kind of trigger. If you just look at around us, there are so many injustice that is going on right now, from all that violence against the other gender.
Hmm, hmm,
If you work in a office, you can see the disparity in salary also. It's kind of
true.
small violence, maybe gender
Hmm,
inequality you can call it. So
hmm.
there is no need for any external trigger to happen to talk about gender violence. Gender is
It's all
always be
around
there,
us.
until unless we will talk or you create awareness among people regarding this.
Hmm,
And I think
hmm,
at this moment there is no need to talk about it. So I don't think so. Keeping quiet about any kind of this topic is uh, at this moment it's a kind of relevant thing to talk about. So nothing we don't have to be get triggered,
hmm,
और हमें किसी भी बाहरी we just need to look into kids we are raising three boys. We should be keeping
hmm.
among them to treat your other gender equally. That's
Yeah.
it.
Exactly, exactly. So, there are several things around us, and it takes a lot of courage when you start to talk about these issues. And somebody has to voice their opinions, otherwise, things won't change. That is what Sheba promises to do with her work. And by the time she joins in, dear audience, you can start posting your questions. I can ask the questions on your behalf. There is a small technical glitch here. So that will get sorted soon. And by that time, you can post your questions for Shiva. Hi, Shiva.
Hi, I'm back. Every
Yeah,
time this is happening. Yeah.
not an issue, not an issue. That is what we were saying, that, somebody has to talk about these issues. Otherwise, nothing is going to change. And it takes a
I
lot
think
of courage.
each and everybody in a household should be giving awareness. If you're not able to go outside and give awareness
Hmm,
or create awareness, just talk inside. Like be in your house, talk to your
hmm,
kids, talk to your husband, talk to your wife, whoever
hmm,
is your spouse. You have to talk to them regarding this. Create
hmm,
awareness. Now,
hmm.
I don't think so. Any external trigger is necessary here. Yeah.
True, true. Now that makes me curious about your V Force leadership with United Nations in Hyderabad. And you have worked across front lines also, behind the scenes also. So what was that inspirational moment which gave you that idea that I should do something like this, like V-Force initiative? I hope I'm audible, Sheeba.
No, it was actually happened like that. We were during COVID period. UN volunteer they had this program, available online. We needed
Hmm.
volunteers to guide people and to get into these programs. And so yeah, during Hyderabad sessions, they selected me as a V4's leader to
Mhm.
guide Hyderabad students and youth, during that COVID time. So it happened randomly. It was never, I didn't like, I was not waiting for this opportunity to be into this, joined it, and it happened.
Hmm. So, friends, until then, you can post your queries here. Any queries about the V-Force Leadership Initiative, or um, talking about gender-based injustice and justice, whatever points, the topics which people should have talked about, that Shiba is addressing through her work. If you have any queries, please feel free to post your queries. Yeah. Shiba, we can not see you. The screen is frozen. So if you could. Hello, I'm audible, Shiba. So, friends, until then, you can ask your questions regarding WICCI initiative, which she's working for, or We Talk Legal Rights, V-Force Leadership, any queries about any of these initiatives, please feel free to ask the questions. And I'll be happy to discuss those same topics with Shiva. There's a short technical glitch here. So, until then, we'll be waiting for a short while. I hope you are liking the content of Voices in the Spotlight. And every episode, we are going to bring guests from across various stages of career, various fields of career. And I was telling my audience that if you have any questions regarding any of the initiatives which Shiva is working for, you can ask those questions, not an issue. Yes, Shiva. Happy to have you back. There is a short technical glitch, but that happens at times, not an issue. So, friends, I feel that Sheba's story proves how
Yeah, a lot of
storytelling,
what happened.
yeah, it happens. It happens. Yeah, not an issue. I hope I'm audible now, Sheba. Am I clearly audible?
Yeah, you're audible now. Yes.
So, friends, isn't her story proving
Am I
how
audible?
story? Yes, you are, absolutely. Yes, friends, Shiba's story can give you a glimpse of the fact that storytelling isn't just about words, it is about the impact you create. And that is also why we at Cinedrama are working with change makers, creators, and brands. Because you and me, we both want to make the messages matter through sounds, vision, and through your strategy. And if you want to, make a change, you have to lay your voice out into the world. So Shiba's story is exemplary of that. So now, Shiba, you have inspired us with your journey, not just as a literary agent or a writer, but someone who is living her purpose. You have chosen your passion, and your passion has a purpose, has a vision. So, what message would you like to give to the aspiring change makers, all those change makers watching us?
Or you mean to say debut authors, my aspiring authors? I just have one to say.
Aspiring,
Am I audible? First, ask your
voice
question.
is breaking a
Am
bit.
I audible?
Actually, No, voice is breaking a bit. It is coming a little late to us. Yeah. Am I audible? Yeah, friends, so there is a short network glitch. I'm very sorry for that. So these technical glitches, it happens. It happens with everyone. So nothing to worry about. You can post your questions and you can also post your comments about Voices in the Spotlight podcast. This is a third episode, and you have uh, come across some amazing conversations that we have put up, and our guests have shared their inspiring journeys. So you can post your feedback in the comments. Your feedback really matters to us. You know, we have hosted this podcast to bring all the voices in the spotlight, the voices that are going to inspire you. So, friends, feel free to post your feedback, to post your opinion about our podcast episodes and the way we are bringing the inspirational journeys to you. If you really like our work, share your feedback. And if you want us to make some changes, you can share that too. Yes. Yeah. Shiba, am I audible now? Hi, Shiba. Am I audible? Friends, you can post your feedback till then. Yes, friends, we will wait for a short while. Until then, you can post your feedback, your opinion about our podcast series that we have started, Voices in the Spotlight. And our sole initiative is to bring all those voices in the spotlight, the voices, the journeys that can inspire you in your journey. And at times, we look for motivation all around us, but there are several such journeys around us which go unnoticed. Hearing their journeys helps us to go ahead and embrace our career. There is some technical glitch. I'll try once again. Yes, friends, you can post your comments, you can post your feedback, share what is that one thing in Voices in the Spotlight that makes you rooted to us, to our channel. And if you really like our content, do hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you never miss an update. Shiba is trying to rejoin. Yeah. Hi, Shiba.
Hi.
Yes. So I was just asking our audience to post in their queries and feedback also. So what I was asking you is that what is your message to the aspiring authors, writers, creative minds, any change makers who want to do something different?
For writers, I would like to say only one thing, never stop creating.
Yeah,
Like medicine, law, business, engineering, like a famous book said, they are all noble pursuit to sustain life. But reading books, beauty, love, and everything, they are just to stay alive forever. So you
true,
should not stop creating. You should just go on writing whatever you feel. Whether it's getting published, it's not. It's the last thing that you have to think about. You just have to create thing. You never stop creating.
true. And those of them who want to bring change in the society in mindset, they want to volunteer and do something for the society. So what should be your message to you, to all of them?
No, as soon as they have started deciding that they want to do some volunteering, they want to be
Hmm.
vocal about something, they have already stepped ahead. We don't
Yeah,
have to say anything. Just the thinking itself is a big change. We need
True.
people who will think that I need to go and volunteer. I want to go
Hmm.
and volunteer. That's it. They
Hmm.
have started their journey, and everything will be like in place in some time. Just you have to wait for the right time. You just have to be vocal. You just have to think right. That's it.
Hmm. Yes, so I feel that your words are going to, spark that creative button and that change
Okay.
makers button in many people watching us. So thank you so much for joining us, Shiba. It was great hearing your journey and your experience. It is going to enlighten all our lives again.
Thank you,
And
Pallavi. Actually, I seriously enjoyed this session, but only the matter was connectivity issue that we were like,
that
it created a
happens.
lot of issue. Yeah. But okay, I just enjoyed the session with you. It's been a long time.
Yeah. Great having you. And I'm sure that our audience have also enjoyed listening to you. So looking forward to meet you again very, very soon. And
Absolutely.
so thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So we will end up
Mhm.
the meeting here. Yeah. Thank you. So, friends, to everyone, all those who were watching, if you have gotten a story, an idea, or even a dream that you're not sure how to shape it up, whether it's a book page, an audio series, or a digital promo, we are here to make your voice echo far and wide. Just connect with us and we will help you take your voice ahead. And until next time, just keep creating, keep dreaming, and stay tuned to our episodes for Voices in the Spotlight. We have a lineup of some very amazing guests for the upcoming episodes who are having a wide spectrum of experience to share with you. So stay tuned with us, and if you like our content, please subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon, and you are never going to miss an update about all our upcoming episodes and upcoming audio series. You know the body of work we are doing, right? So thank you so much for joining in, dear audience. Thank you for being with us. Your support means a lot. Thank you so much.